Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Quick reminder, I do have some other live workshops coming up, k33academy.com/store. Yes, I just finished the Black Magic Revocation workshop earlier today, and that went swimmingly well. I loved it. I love teaching, period, is the thing. I love to teach, period. So I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is a massive power play is being pushed forward. Just breathe that out. Just breathe it out. Let me take my glasses off. Just breathe. You know what I'm saying? Breathe. Allow yourself to take in some oxygen. Yes. Just take that in, okay? Take it in. Whew. Hi, Mr. E. You've been on my mind a lot lately, but I've been trying to mind my own business. I wanted to email you, but I'm like, you know what, girlfriend, mind your own business. Mr. E got it. Mr. E can handle his own stuff, which I definitely know you can. So just wanted to let you know you've been on my mind, you and the fam. Hope everything is going well. Let me shift gears and pull some cards, you guys. Ooh. Okay, let me go with my extra shit. Let me just stop with my extra shit right now. Let me shuffle. Let me shuffle these cards. All right. It's been a very interesting day. Very, very interesting day. Not a bad day, just interesting. There's a lot of energy, a lot of frequencies, a lot of just potentiality coming forward. Good potentiality for me. I hope good potentiality for you as well. But we're going to see what's about to happen. We definitely are. Because this is a Blu-ray update. And Blu-ray updates really... there's a lot of things that I want to say that I typically cannot say in these public live streams. I would highly recommend signing up for the ET Talks. I finally loaded the sign up widget for ET Talks, Emmy Theory Talks. That's where I'm going to go really deep into certain subjects. And the plan, just so you guys are aware, and you guys can kind of move in accordance with what you feel you resonate with. The plan is for future live streams, when the subject starts to get really intense and it's not something that I can talk about on social media, I'm going to go ahead and take down those live streams. I'm going to end them while I continue in the ET Talks, because I can live stream on multiple platforms simultaneously. So that's what's going to end up happening. And I'll just let you guys know during the live stream, hey, this is something we need to talk about privately, which is going to be a private live stream. That page is locked. Only people who have signed up to participate in the knowledge nuggets on my Emmy Evolving website will be able to access to view that live stream. Okay. And it just has to be that way so that, these censor monsters, fucking monsters, can't censor me to that degree anymore. Okay. So after this live stream, go check it out, emmyevolving.com. It's near the top of the page. Just look for the ET Talks. It's completely free. There's no membership fee or anything like that. It's completely free, but I do need to know, at least to a certain degree, who's joining. I want to keep all the drama ass motherfuckers out of there. I'm talking about stalkers, crazy ass people who don't know how to behave around me, that kind of thing. Because fuck that shit. I'm extra right now. I'm feeling a surge of energy. So let's just get started, guys. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, okay. A massive power play is being pushed forward. We have to be very careful right now because a lot of the information. Sister, what's up? What's up, boo? Hey, Nina. Hey, Nina. Okay, anyways. I'm sorry, Nina. Not anyways. I gotta focus. My ADHD is raging. So there's a massive power play that's being pushed forward. And this power play, it feels like it's on a collective level. It feels like it's something that definitely we have to be careful in how we receive this. For some of us, it's going to be presented as an opportunity to flex your power, right? To really just be able to show how powerful you are. Now, this is what we need to remember. If you are truly powerful, you don't need to show anything. You don't need to flex anything. People take one look at you and they know. So don't fall for that trap. Some of us will fall for that trap and we'll think that, oh, this is my soul work. It's not. It's not. There's a lot of manipulative frequencies that have been being pushed forward. And these frequencies, they really are tapping into the amygdala. That's the space in your brain, the part of your brain that's responsible for your aggression or lack thereof, lack of an appropriate level of aggression for actual threats, right? You have to make sure that the things you're feeling really are coming from you, that they are within reason. If you're suddenly feeling like you need to wild out and nothing's happened, frequencies are being used. It's being directed at you. Okay, this is not conspiracy. This is a fact. There are direct energy weapons. Direct energy weapons. Okay, they can broadcast across vast distances this type of frequency. Michael says, I didn't have time to set up the ET talks for tonight. We can deep dive into that if you guys want, but that has to be at the ET talks. But there are technologies that have been existing for quite a few years now. And, these are things that can be calibrated to affect certain brain function, certain regions of the brain, specifically hyper or hypo stimulation of the amygdala, the hippocampus, your survival instincts. Okay. It can cause you to um, really overreact to, to situations that maybe aren't even existing. You're not going crazy. You're not going crazy. There's a massive power play that's being pushed forward. And those of us who are the most sensitive will be the ones who will pick up on the frequencies. We will be the ones who will be kind of just agitated to the degree that we feel like we have to take action. What type of action? Well, like, what do you need to fix? What do you need to negate? What do you need to protect? Is there an actual threat? And you're not going to know why you're feeling this way. At that point, you need to chill out. You need to just kind of sit quietly and be like, all right, where's this really coming from? Is this really my feeling? Or is this something that I'm picking up on? Right? Is this something outside of me? So I'm really like a fire is being set under both my butt cheeks. Both my butt cheeks are on fire to really begin speaking openly to a certain degree on social media and to a much broader degree on the ET Talks platform and also in the Soul Sanctuary space where we can talk about a lot of different things. But here's the thing. There's a lot of shifts that are occurring, and we, the forerunners, the ones who are being placed at the forefront, because we're tasked to be the trailblazers, right? Clearing the pathway for those who walk behind us. We are the ones that are really being targeted by this type of technology. You're the most sensitive to it. I mean, really think about it. You're the most sensitive to this. And if they can destabilize you, you're first going to look crazy to everyone. That's the plan. Once you look crazy to everyone, even if you speak truth, even if you are speaking factual, everyone's already labeled you as crazy. So no one's going to believe it, right? So that's what we have to be careful of. You have to keep sight of what your actual soul work is. Already been hit with what they have. Yeah, Mr. EB, knowing about this stuff. Some of us have been targeted for a very long time, years at this point. If you've been one of those that have been targeted for years, gang stalking, things like that, this video is going to get flagged. Anyways, if you've already experienced those type of things, that type of phenomenon, you're probably a very heavy hitter for what's going to come for humanity. This is not a doom and gloom thing. Humanity is going to be perfectly fine. I'm telling you that right now. Humanity is going to be perfectly fine. There is nothing we need to be afraid of. There are things we need to prepare ourselves for. There are types of situations that we need to mentally prepare, emotionally prepare, maybe even physically prepare, right? This is about preparation. This is not about fear. This is not about like, oh my God, you guys, you know what's going to happen? Who cares? Who cares? We're going to get through everything because that's what we're destined to do. Get through everything. That is part of our destined plan, destined path as a collective whole. So this is not going to end anytime soon. Death card in reverse. This is something that's going to continue forward quite a bit. Things are starting to escalate. Energies, intentions, not just the negative, but the positive as well. Okay. The positive intentions, people are getting empowered. We're learning how to tap into our personal power that much more. That's dangerous for their plan, that proverbial they, right? They have these plans that don't involve the benefit of the whole, the collective. We don't give a shit about their plans. We don't give a shit about their plans. It requires us participating for those plans to come forward, to come into full fruition. We don't participate. We don't feel afraid. Their plans go to absolute shit. That's the reality of it. Do you know how many people have tried to bully me? That shit cracks me up. Do you know how many people have tried to bully me? I don't give a fuck. Are you kidding me? I don't give a shit if you want me to be intimidated by you. I'm not intimidated by you. I can hold my own. So what happens when I have this mindset and they're trying to bully me? Not a goddamn thing. I get entertained. That's what happens. I'm like, this bitch, really? Show me more. What else you got planned? All right. I'm getting kind of bored here. All right. You about to run out of time. I'm getting bored. You're doing the same shit that other people do. That's all you got? Boo, go away. Go away. You're not even operating at the right caliber of bullying to have any effect on me. Just go away. It's all good. Pick someone else. Pick someone weaker. You're not going to get anywhere here. Nothing happens. Nothing happens when you don't participate. Nothing happens when you don't passively give permission. Nothing happens. They just irritate themselves and eventually they go away, right? The observer in reverse. So we're not allowing ourselves to see the way things have been playing out. For example, let's look at financial stuff. Okay. They rolled out this plan and they basically, hey, boo, I miss you too, by the way. First and foremost, I miss you too. But contact me if you're an insurance broker still, insurance agent. I want to talk to you about some stuff. Your girl's starting to do her own power plays. Anyways, there's things that we don't want to see, right? And so we pretend that we're not aware of what's actually happening. It's clear as day. It is clear as day. There's an attempt to control the finances. There's an attempt to control the food supply. There's an attempt to control pretty much every aspect of your life, to the degree that if you, you know, if you're growing your own food, you have a little garden, you're doing a little side hustle with your garden, you're not even selling it, you're just growing your own food. The FDA wants you to register that. How about fuck you? I'm not registering shit. I lost my veggie patch in a boating accident. I'm just saying. I lost my veggie patch in a boating accident. Fuck you and your registries. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things. If you allow yourself to take a good hard look at the way things have been playing out, you'll start to be like, hmm. Hmm. And all it takes is not participating. Do you really think you're that special that they're going to know you have a little garden? That you're going to be targeted for a little garden? Why the hell do you have to register that? Those are just plants. They're plants. Go away. I'm not a mass producer of anything. Go away. I have a little hobby of tilling the land, and that's it. Go away. You know, you don't have to participate in any of that. These massive power plays that are being pushed forward, I will reiterate, it requires us to participate, to behave in a space of fear. So what happens if you don't participate? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Let me say it again. Not a damn thing. Don't participate in any of that. Don't be afraid. So, strength. We all have a strength within us. Your roots go much deeper than you allow yourself to recognize. You are much more powerful than you allow yourself to accept. You are much more powerful than you can handle, because you're accustomed to playing small. You're accustomed to having to apologize for being the amazing person that you are. Stop that shit. Stop apologizing. The people you're trying to apologize to for existing, they don't want apologies. They want your destruction. Fuck them. Who gives a shit? Fuck them. You know how many people like that I've dealt with through the course of my lifetime? No matter how much you apologize, it's not enough. As long as you exist, as long as you are not tainted, corrupted, it's not enough. They want you destroyed. No, you were not designed to be destroyed. You were designed to overcome. There are some people who are designed to be destroyed. Absolutely. They allow it, they participate in it. Those are not the people who are drawn to me. They're not the people who watch and spend time with me regularly. Do you know why I resonate with you? Because you're just as strong and badass as you think I am. I don't even identify as strong or badass. I identify as fractured and very fragile. I'm serious. I identify as fractured and very fragile because I'm fractured and very fragile. If you come at me a certain way, I will fuck shit up. Why? Because, hello, I'm already fragile. I'm not going to let you hurt me more. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to agree to that. I've already been through enough. You see the difference here? Just because you identify me as that does not mean I identify as that. Just because you don't identify as a strong person that I know you are, doesn't mean you're not strong. There are things beyond your perception that is trying to convince you of weakness. That is part of the massive power play that is being pushed forward. Okay? You need to get curious. When you're curious, you ask questions. Start asking questions out loud or silently within yourself. Now is not the time to shut down and gaslight yourself into a space of silence. Now is not the time for that. It might not be the time for you to ask out loud and ask random people. Maybe you're not yet ready to handle the weird looks that you'll get if you question. That's okay. But you need to start questioning. Even if it's just silently within yourself, You need to start asking these questions. What questions? Whatever questions pop up into your head. It's not for me to tell you. It's not for anyone to tell you. You are to question whatever you're feeling curious about. The pillar. So here's the thing, okay? How would I put this? How would I put this? I'll put it blunt. God has had enough. God, the ever omnipresent, omnipotent, powerful genius of all creation, super patient with all of its creations, has had enough. I'm being told to share. The pillars will be restored. The foundation from which we have been created will be reestablished. Really, you're trying to take on the creator of all things. That proverbial they're about to get their ass kicked. Hypothetically speaking, it feels like this is a promise of an ass kicking that's coming. Not for us. We're behaved. We just, I can't say that I feel bad for the proverbial they. Kick their ass, God. Kick their ass. Let's pop some popcorn. I am reactive to corn. Maybe if we get like the ancient strain of corn before they start messing around with corn. Can we pop hemp seeds? Would that? I'm over here thinking of snacks. We got to have snacks as we watch this unfold. Whatever they're trying and planning is not going to work out. They might, get a few inches in progress, but it's not going to work out. And I mean, there's nothing even to be afraid of, you guys. We just need to be aware of the things we need to pay attention to, right? So, patience. Ooh. We need to be patient. This is not something that's going to be rushed through. The proverbial they will try and rush things. They're always able to ensnare those who are willing to rush because they're afraid. If you look at the people who got the, and it was because they didn't want to, but their companies were telling them, their bosses were telling them, you're going to get fired. We're going to fire you. So they had to get the, I can't even say it because you know why. Yeah, for those who waited and waited and waited and didn't allow themselves to be rushed into a medical decision, guess what happened? Most of them that waited and waited and waited and could not be rushed, they didn't get forced into it. Now, there were some who they really had no option. Okay. So for those people, I'm very sorry. I hope that you're okay. I hope that there's been no complications. All right. I don't feel that you were dumb or anything like that. I feel like you were forced to make a very difficult decision and you chose the option that helped to secure your survival. It's a really messed up circumstance. I'm not here to shame you or make you feel badly about being forced to participate in something you didn't want to participate in to begin with. Okay. That's not what this place is. That's not what this live stream is about. And that's not how I am. Okay. So, it's very evident though, that they will use a lot of scare tactics to get people to comply before the factuality of the situation is able to be released. Okay. So the explorer in reverse, that proverbial they do not want you to explore the different options, the different things that are being put in place for all of us, right? What's being put in place is different for everyone. So there's no cookie cutter approach. There's no widespread singular solution that will be beneficial for everyone. You have to really approach this period that we're entering into with a very unique observation of your unique circumstance. I think for many of you, the solution is finding the courage to start your own business. Okay. I've learned really well how to side skirt certain things. Maybe it's time for me to have a private workshop where I can share all of this information that I've acquired over years of me establishing and sustaining a viable business, right? Maybe that's something that I can share and it can empower you in your decision to launch your own company, be your own boss. Here's the thing, when you put so much effort into the work that you do, you should be compensated for that effort in appropriate measure with the amount of effort that you put into it. I work 7 days a week. I benefit from how much I put into my company. If you were forced to work 7 days a week and you're on salary, there's no increase in how much you get paid. How much effort you put into it does not matter. You're set at what your salary is. Is that all you're worth? I don't care if your salary is $300,000 a year. Is that all you are worth? I doubt it. If a company is willing to pay you $300,000 a year for your work, I bet you are valued at least $900,000 a year. At least, if not more. That's a base pay. Companies are shortchanging you. Not even joking. Not even joking. If you're going to put your heart and soul into the work that you're doing, work for yourself. Allow yourself to benefit the whole thing so that you can do for you what you want. For many of us in this community, what we want to do is help other people. Stop playing small. Stop being paid small. If I were to go work for another company, with the amount of information that I've acquired, that I've struggled to learn on my own terms over the course of how many years, do you know how much I could be paid? I could be an executive in a large corporation. I actually know how to conduct myself in a large corporation. Do you know how much they would need to pay me? And that would still be chump change for what I can do for that corporation. We need to stop playing small. We need to start understanding the value of who we are. And as long as this world runs on fiat, false currency, fake money, we're going to have to play by those rules until enough of us become so wealthy that we displace that 1% that's currently allowing us to suffer. We got to play by those rules. We got to earn that living wage. I promise you, I'm not going to stop until I get to where I know I'm supposed to be. And once I'm there, money's not going to mean shit. It's not going to mean shit. I'm not interested in being the most wealthy. I will be, though. I will be. I don't know how I'm getting there, but I know that's where I belong. And once I'm there, you will have free healthcare. You will have free housing. We will have free food, because fuck all that shit. I'm not part of that system. Why do you think social media absolutely goes out of its way to hide my content? because I don't play by their rules. They cannot shut me up. They cannot force me into compliance. I know exactly where the edge is and I take it all the way to the edge. Sometimes I let my pinky toe hang over and I get so riled up. I get so riled up, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Be riled up. I'm still well within the rules. You can't shut me down. Find the courage to be that ballsy. Find the ways to take it to the edge. They're trying to take it to the edge. So can you. Enforce those boundaries. Understand your worth. Understand how much you are destined to accomplish. It doesn't matter if you don't know how you will. It doesn't matter if you don't get a plan and work on that. Like, no, I did not work on being who I am today. There was no plan for any of this. There was no plan for any type of corporation to exist with my name on it. There was no plan for an academy to exist. There was no plan for a church to exist. It all just unfolded in the way that it was meant to when I reached a level of maturity to be able to responsibly handle that role. Stop being scared of money changing you. For most of you, this is going to sound very abrasive, okay? But it's the truth. You are just too fucking old to be changed by money at this point. You are who you are. You are who you are. Even if you're in your early 20s, you already are who you are. Money's not going to change you. It's just going to make it a lot easier for you to really show who you are. I used to have a fear that money would change me, and that's why I rejected it so much. It's not going to change me. I'm too fucking stubborn. It's going to take either tremendous effort, conscious decision to change on my end, or severe trauma. And guess what? I've been traumatized enough in life. I'm really not interested in changing. Just because of trauma. Like, fuck that shit. I'm who I am at this point. It's not an ugly thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just I am who I am. I'm always going to be a nurturer. I'm always going to be an empowerer. I'm always going to want to help people. I'm always going to want to give. That's just who I am at this point. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. So stop with the irrational fears of what success will do to you. The people who become ugly people when they become successful, baby boo, they were already ugly. They just hid it very well. They were just afraid that you would find out and they wouldn't be able to use you anymore for whatever they're using you for. That's who they've always been. It doesn't matter who they are. What matters is your understanding of who you are. And I promise you, the ugly people of the world are not drawn to me in the way that you are. The ugly people of the world, they see me and they think of ways they can exploit me, ways they can build their business off of my back. Fuck those people. I'm not helping you at all because you don't carry the integrity that is necessary to be working with me. I don't think so. But I'm absolutely open and willing to work with the people who do carry that integrity. And you don't get to tell me where your integrity is at. I see that on you. I see it. And I'm no longer going to mince words. I'm no longer going to sidestep things. If you approach me with a business plan and I see you lack integrity, I'm just going to turn you down straight away. I'm going to turn you down straight away. If I see that you have the integrity and the destined path that I have, a path of service to humanity, your heart is pure, your integrity is intact, you don't even have to approach me. Most likely, I'm going to come to you privately and be like, hey, I got some weird shit to tell you. really know why, but I think we need to work together. Doing what? I don't know. Have you been having messages? Do you know what we're supposed to do? Because I have to do something with you. Yeah. Whatever this massive power play they're doing is not going to work. It's not rooted where it needs to be rooted. The ancestors are our roots. We come from a very well established lineage. Your family's ancestors, your soul's ancestors, many, 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 many have come before you. Do me a favor. If this reading is really resonating with you, I want you to look at your hands, look at your palms. Do you have squares, nonstop squares? Do you have one or two squares? See all these boxes? See all that? Look at your hands. You feel so much resonance, right? Look at your hands. Do you have squares on your hands, in your palms? If you do, you know what that means? It means before you even existed, your ancestors said prayers to protect you. Do you know how much they gave of themselves? Because they believed in a promise that you would exist. You are a promise that has been brought to fruition. And even if you don't have the squares, that doesn't mean your ancestors didn't pray for you. That doesn't mean your ancestors did not go out of their way with their hope of protecting you. That doesn't mean that. Don't get down on yourself. Don't think that you aren't special enough. There are other marks. And those other marks, I can't talk about. They're not always on your hands. Sometimes they're hidden. Don't feel badly if you don't have boxes. But if you do have boxes, that's evidence. That is your confirmation. Whatever you've been telling yourself to try and convince yourself that you are insignificant. Maybe you have boxes on your hands because you're a little more stubborn than those of us who don't have boxes. Because maybe you've gotten so good at playing small that creation needed to make sure that your reminders were etched into your hands. That doesn't mean those without boxes aren't special as well. That doesn't mean you don't have a divine purpose and elevation in that purpose. This is a space where we co-create, not compete and compare. Sometimes soul will give us the messages in other ways that only we understand. So don't compete and compare, whether you have boxes or not. If you're here, if you resonate, that's for a reason. That's for a very real reason. The underworld. The underworld is being brought back up. Do you understand the gravity of this? There's a fight going on behind the scenes for technology that they don't talk about. It is not a technology that belongs or is designed by a human being. This technology comes from components that are remnants of a rebellion of beings that are not human, a rebellion of beings that are actually our celestial ancestors. Ha. They're not going to win. They're trying to become the proverbial, they are trying to become the new founders. They're trying to establish a new foundation. That's what all this talk of a reset is. If you are part of spiritual communities and you've heard people talking about a reset, 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 if you're part of truth seeking communities and you hear people talking about a reset, 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 Nasara, Jasara, whatever the fuck it is, that's part of the upside down founders. That is a corrupted system that comes from an inverted, involuted matrix. That matrix was seeded by our current matrix. Do you understand what that means? We are running in a reverse grid. Why do you age? Because of molecular compaction. What does that mean? Your connection to divinity was successfully severed. You have not been being rejuvenated by divinity because you are existing, reflecting a reversal grid. You know what the polar reversal is about? Do you know what it's about? It has nothing to do with the Anunnaki. It has nothing to do with the things they're telling us. The planetary grid is being reversed. Our ability to connect with divinity is being reestablished. It's being reestablished. Oh, and they're pissed. They are pissed. What is the whole program for? What is that program for? To corrupt your genetics. Why? This is your IP address. If your IP address gets changed, divinity can't directly connect with you. But still, don't worry. There are ways that cannot be spoken about in live streams. There are ways to correct that, to reestablish the correct IP address for you, so that you can once again begin receiving rejuvenation from divinity itself. We're being returned back to our original form. They don't like that. What do we say when they don't like something? We don't give a fuck. What do we say when they don't like something? We don't give a fuck. We give a fuck about many things, but not about what they like and don't like. This is not something to be scared of. There are beautiful things coming, but just like a narcissistic relationship coming to an end, the moment the narcissist realizes their power over you is coming to a close, they will wild the F out. The threats, the behaviors, all of that, they will wild the F out. Guess what? Something really beautiful happens when someone is really ready to leave a narcissistic situation. You know what happens? They're no longer scared by the threats. They're kind of like, you've already done so much. I really don't care, but I'm leaving. I'm not participating anymore. I'm just done. I'm done. There's nothing else that you can do. There's nothing else that you can take. Let's look at society right now. Did you know that if you pay property tax, you're renting the land, you don't own it? Did you know if you pay mortgage, you're renting that house, you don't own it? Did you know if you register your vehicle, you're renting the vehicle, you don't own it? Did you know in the Black's Law Dictionary, is that what it's called? If you look up the definition of human, it suggests you go to the word monster. You know what a monster is? According to that book, it is a being who is not allowed to own anything. Did you know? Unless you have a certain type of title for the land you own, you don't own it. Did you know you don't even own yourself? Did you know that the information they propagate regarding state nationals, you're still not fully free? There's a certain way it has to be done, and I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. I'm not allowed to. A lot of truth is going to come out very, very soon. Very, very, very soon. And so, you know what they've done? They've gone ahead and they've spread half truths. Half truths, meaning they'll teach you how to be a state national, which then takes you out of corporate America, but they don't teach you how to truly free yourself. They make all these promises, but they don't know how to actually work the system the way it needs to be worked. That's why you're still able to be harassed. They will try and coerce you into their jurisdiction. Don't worry, YouTube. I'm still a corporate citizen. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm still a taxpayer. I'm still part of the system until I'm ready to fucking destroy it. Don't worry. I'm still one of your little monkeys. Don't worry. They get real upset when they realize how much you actually know. Don't worry, guys. We don't know much. We don't. But that's not going to stay that way for much longer. Because guess what? I've finally been given the green light. Do you know how much information I've acquired over the course of my lifetime? I'm the kid at second grade. I memorized the entire encyclopedia and all the indexes for my summer hobby. There's a lot of things needing to be shared very soon. And I'm finally given the green light to do so in a controlled manner. Yeah. Ocean. Green light. I just have to be careful to stay within the boundaries of certain parameters. But it's a green light. If I were y'all and you want information, I would sign up for the ET Talks on my website. meevolving.com is completely free. It's completely free. The correction is near if I'm being given a green light to share information. The correction is very near. Why do you think they're freaking the fuck out? They are freaking out. We're not freaking out. We have nothing to freak out over. Literally nothing to freak out over, because guess what? Even if they just randomly decided, they're going to go ahead and run the genocide program. There's so many more of us than there is of them. All it takes is all of us not giving a fuck at the same time. I'm saying it's going to require more of us to get inconvenienced so that we can stop participating. What we need is complete surrender to the process. This is part of our future. We're hybridized from Lyrans. They are bipedal humanoid felines. We're hybridized from Lyra. There were Lyrans that were on planet Earth at one point. They spliced us with Lyrans. They spliced us with hominids. They spliced us with fallen Blu-ray, fallen Melchizedek. They also spliced us with reptilian. A few other things too, depending on what region you're in, and what wave of soul you came as. You were filtered through other galactic races. So they will surrender. It's coming. It's coming. All of the downloads you guys have been receiving, they've been trying to interfere. Why do you think your dreams have been weird lately? They run specific frequencies that affect dream time. And so your soul cannot communicate with you. It's so your sleep is disrupted and your body cannot rejuvenate itself. That's how desperate they are. Melatonin. Melatonin has more use than just sleep aid. Look it up. There's so much information. Look it up. Melatonin can be used for a lot of very serious things. Look it up. Do you know I have materia medica information in my head? It's just stored away. 1 year, several years back, quite a few years back, actually, I decided I was going to be an herbalist, self-taught. And what I did is I looked at the most highly esteemed herbalist program, and I went ahead and I purchased all of I purchased all of the books for the entire program. That's when I was a stay-at-home mom with nothing but toddlers who take naps. Stored somewhere in my brain is the entirety of the materia medica. I can share that. I can share all of that when the time is right. I can share all of that. So, card number 23, spiritual technology. It's in reverse. They're trying to resurrect old technology that was already sunk. They're trying really hard to resurrect it. It's in the present. It's not going to happen. Even if they're able to resurrect it, they don't have the proper code. The silicate matrix that we exist in, there's too much molecular compaction. And the people who don't have the molecular compaction, their coding is intact. They're non-corruptible. They're non-corruptible. They're just not. They don't have the right people to be able to run that technology. Excuse me. It requires someone who's able to go in excess of 12D frequency just to be able to access that technology to get it to run properly. And then in order to actually utilize that technology, it requires someone with a key pass that accesses the unknown worlds. Hey, don't look at me. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I just have a lot of information. Don't look at me. Don't look at me, okay? Card number 74, initiation and ceremony. They're trying to initiate all of us into these rituals that they play. No, I don't think so. No, thank you. No, thank you. There's a lot of rituals that are being run right now. Don't participate in it. These rituals they're not pagan. Okay. I want to make that very, very clear. There's nothing wrong with paganism. What can be wrong with paganism is what malicious, malignant people do with it, just like what malicious, malignant people do with Christianity, Catholicism, all the other religions. The religion itself is not the issue. So now that we've clarified that, a lot of these rituals piggyback on the holy days of pagan holy days. Pagan holy days, it piggybacks on that. Just like how Christianity and Catholicism piggybacked on pagan holy days. Okay. And then they turned around and were like, oh, pagans are evil. Okay. Okay. And if you want to know, what is going to have a rough idea of the things that will be attempted with FFs, if you know what FFs are, you just take a look at the pagan holy days and the deities that are being worshipped. Are they fire? Are they blood? Like what needs to be offered, right? And then you'll see within a window, FFs will occur with the appropriate type of offering, if you understand what I'm saying. If you don't worry about it. It's something that can become very, very dark very, very quickly, the subject matter. So just if you don't know what it means and you're not inclined to look it up, you're not missing out on anything. Don't worry about it. Card number 94, mental transformation. They're trying to affect the way your brain functions in order to affect the way your soul can communicate to you. Right? So fibromyalgia, we look at something like that, and I'm speaking hypothetically. Fibromyalgia, hypothetically, is a result of chakra blowout, multiple chakra blowout. If the chakra blows out, it then affects the way the chakra infuses Michael says it's going too deep. Okay. He's reminding me to be patient. I need to set up the ET talks, and it would be at this point, if I had gotten a chance to set it up, I'd be like, all right, guys, meet me over at ET talks. We're about to get real deep in it. And then all of the live streams on social media would be cut, and I would just continue, not launch a new live stream. I would just continue on the ET talks page on my website. So that's how it would work. Because I didn't set that up yet. I thought it was set up, but I guess I deleted the whole page because I haven't set that up yet. I'm going to have to just be patient. It's information that I can share over there. Okay. Card number 32, linear thinking, the past. It's in reverse. So they want you to think that linear thinking is somehow the appropriate way to learn, the appropriate way to function. And it's just not. The true trajectory of your ascension mechanics in an organic manner is not linear at all. It's quantum jumps in a concentric circle. So as you jump, skip, jump, skip, jump, skip, jump, skip, jump, skip, and you're going in a tighter and tighter, higher and higher, while simultaneously lower and lower level of understanding. They're trying to interfere with that. They're trying to interfere with that quite a bit. So there were things that were done to allow for the consciousness of us from a specific matrix. There's sister matrices that exist. They are alternate universes. No, they come from the same family of matrix, familial matrix. They branch out. If you look at fractal art, I'll show you a picture of fractal art. It is not too much information, right? because I'm not even scratching the surface. Fractal art. Let's see. Oh, I love it when I love it when it shows me exactly what I want to see. So if we look at this, right? See the glowing string at the center, the glowing vine, and how those concentric circles branch off of it. Those are the sisters. They're all sisters. We're all attached to the same vine. So what's happening is we're being transplanted on other vines, and we're being told that this is the Mandela effect. It's consciousness transplants. We're being transplanted in order to disrupt the organic ascension mechanics. It's just like taking a branch from an orange tree and grafting it onto an apple tree, and taking another branch from a peach tree and grafting it on the same apple tree. You can have as many fucking fruit growing on one tree, and they're different species of trees, but they will still feed from the same trunk. It's very, very like, I love it. I love it. You only water one thing. But here's the thing, if you don't know, then you start to think like, oh my God, everything's so different. Like, what's happening? What's happening? It's a consciousness transplant, a graft. We're being grafted into other branches that we don't necessarily belong in. And it's not all of us. They're hand-picking specific lineages, specific filterings of soul. Those who carry certain types of celestial markers, they're being transplanted in order to create enough cognitive dissonance, distortion in your perception, that it affects your organic ascension mechanics. All of this is just basic shit. They've been fucking with us for a very long time. But then, you know what happened is creation was like, I'm sick of this shit. Send the ones who are clear seeing. And then what happened was people like me came along and were like, nope, that's bullshit. That's a fucking lie. That's just flat out fuckery. Yeah. The clear seeing ones. We don't see with a third eye. Chakras were corrupted. They were turned into a form of energetic constriction. They are the vestiges of an attempt to enslave a sovereign species. You see, they thought that they could splice us with fallen Melchizedek because the ark, it was broken. Why are demons portrayed with horns? Their ark was broken. They're no longer receiving information from divinity itself, right? So, this is just too much information. I've been live for an hour. I need to eat. I need to eat. Okay, let me hurry up with these cards and then we'll call it a night. I promise I will get the ET Talks up. The green light is still green. All of this shit that I'm just touching on right now, just getting my fingers everywhere, we can go real deep into that. Real deep. Because I tell you, the type of information that I have access to, it does not come from books. It does not come from esoterica. Because Toth is a fucking bitch. I'm just saying. Toth and Tahuti are a bitch. I'm saying. I'm just saying. You know? Okay? I'm saying. Okay. Anyways. Okay, my husband just texted me. Are you almost done? I'm almost done. Okay, feminine principle. They're trying to corrupt the feminine principle. You know why? Do you know why? The female of the species more deadlier than the male. Why do you think I was born a girl? Stop. Ladies, stop letting them fuck with your head. Men are not your competition. Men are not your equals. They are a counterpart. I mean, seriously, I don't want to be an equal with a man. I don't want a penis. I think they're nasty. They're all like outside and dangly and stuff. Like you. I like being a girl. And I don't like other people's vaginas. I only like mine. So if you're getting your thoughts twisted, that's not an invitation for you to slide into my inbox. Stop it. Stop it. And for those of you who are thinking of sending me pictures of your boobs, I have my own. Some people, stop. Stop. I'm not amused. Stop. Okay. Anyways, balanced relationships in reverse. They're messing with all your connections with everybody. How many of you are in a relationship right now? Platonic or romantic, it doesn't matter. How many of you are in a relationship right now and things are kind of like unstable? You don't know where you stand with each other. You? It's not necessarily because something's wrong. It's because there's a lot of interference being run. Renewed hope in reverse. They don't want you to be renewed in your hope because you know what hope eventually leads to? Gnosis. Gnosis is a knowing that everything will be fine. Guess what? Card number 79. Renewed hope. I was born in 1979. These motherfuckers tried to kill me in utero. You failed, motherfuckers. You failed. I'm just saying. I almost died. I was born early. I almost died. I almost killed my mom too. We both almost died together. I'm just saying. Good thing that she's super stubborn and I got my stubbornness from her. I'm just saying. Because they failed. They failed. They failed. That's like the worst thing to fail at. Too late. I already exist. Card number 49, missing link. Oh my God, my mother was born in 1949. That's something. That is something that I'm going to need to figure out. She's a missing link for something. Okay, I just saw a post today talking about, it was from my memories on Facebook. And it was talking about, let me go to it because Facebook is then going to be like, no, stop it. Memories. No. Okay, yes. 6/10/2021. 16, 7, 7 and 5. It's the first steps of the journey. Completion, creating change, leading to the first steps of the journey. I looked up my mom's natal chart. She had Pisces and Scorpio through the whole chart with a sprinkle of Aries. Suddenly everything makes sense. Missing link. Squares, boxes on a table with a tie. Work is needing to be done. The puzzle pieces are being brought together. Ooh, I don't know if I share this with you guys. My mother was a savant. She was legit a savant. Do you know what a savant is? Savant is a very learned or talented person, especially one distinguished in a particular field of science or the arts. A person who has an exceptional aptitude in one particular field, such as music or mathematics, despite having significant impairment in other areas of intellectual or social functioning. My mother was a savant. Missing piece. Ooh. Oh my fucking God. Give me 1 second. Hold on, okay. Hmm. Mm. Woo! Shit. Woo. Okay, hold up. Okay. So I read by numbers. 43, 248, 148, 2, 166, 102, 548, 741, 276, 5, 3. The time for completion is being received in order to create the opportunity for convergence. Change is what leads to convergence. The guidance leads you to completion in order to receive the first steps to create the change that, again, has to do with the self in order to lead to convergence, for completion in order to change. 276, God is wanting to give. Give what? Change in order to create a solid foundation. 5 and 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 is what? Convergence. Mm-hmm. 43, 248, 148, 2, 116, 102, 548, 741, 276, 53. 43,248, 148, 2, 166, 102, 5, 48,741, 276, 5, and 3. Secondary message 538, 276, 5, 4, 174, 46, 123, 2, 576, 148, 5, 1, 7, 91, 4, 3, 28, 8, 2. Yo, these numbers are singing. Um, they're getting fucked up tonight. That's all I gotta say. Oh shit. Okay. I mean, they did start it. They started it. They're the ones who started it. They initiated it. Oh shit. Card number 7, 75, melting pot. Future. There's not going to be a melting pot anymore. Things are being kept very, very separate. There's a polarization that's occurring that's leading to a moment of mitosis, right? This polarization and then a pinching off and new things being created. For the ones who carry the capacity to reach the higher octaves, the willingness and the capacity, they're going to continue forward in that Christic spiral. For those that are not willing, they're going to circle back down into the fallen matrix. The choice is yours. Regardless of what wave of soul you're born in, this planetary grid that we're currently existing on, because of the laws of reciprocal reflection and the birth of the double diamond sun children en masse, what's happening is you're being given the opportunity to consciously choose to ascend in a hop skip manner. It doesn't matter if you're a regular basic human being, you now are being given the capacity to ascend and transmute all of that karmic load and turn it into the fuel to convert your entire morphogenetic template into a double diamond sun template. Whew. I'm saying, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. It's okay. Sign up for the ET Talks. We go deep into this mofo. I'm telling y'all, I've been playing small and dumb for quite some time, even though you guys don't think that I'm playing small and dumb. The true gravity, I've been given the green light. When I say I have not shared even an iota of the shit that I have access to, I'm saying, soul says the time for playing dumb and aloof is done. But baby steps, because sometimes I get freaked out. Sometimes I get freaked out because then people get weird with me if they realize, if I share even just a little bit more, they get freaked out. And I'm just like, stop, you're freaking me out. What the fuck? Calm down. You're freaking me out. You're too excited. It scares me. Be gentle. I'm skittish. Card number 51, conservative attachments. They're trying to get you to continue to attach to the childhood trauma for what? Because it blocks the flow of energy. That fear causes vasoconstriction. What we need is vasodilation. It'll make sense. I promise. It'll make sense. Card number 87, holographic healing. The healing will no longer be holographic. The type of healing that's happening here on this earth is holographic healing, even down to the inner child work that's being done, the shadow work that you're listening to other people tell you how to do shadow work. That's holographic. You're not actually going to the core codes. It requires access to 12th dimensional frequency, Maharic frequency, in order to access your core codes. Being anchored in 5D, transitioning into 6D, that's not enough. It's not enough. Anything below 12D, which is a system that I teach, you're given the key pass to access 12D right from the start. My certification program, within the first few classes, like the first 2 or 3 classes, you will have access to frequency that makes you more powerful than a person who is a Reiki master in all the different forms of Reiki. Reiki only uses harmonic universe 1 frequencies. That's dimension 1, 2, and 3. That's a band-aid. That's not going to fix anything. It is not going to fix anything. As a matter of fact, it makes things worse. Why? Because first, it gives you a false sense of security. Secondly, it inserts into your morphogenetic template a backdoor entry for draconian. I'm telling you. Y'all don't have to believe me. It's perfectly fine. Card number 22, homesickness, but it's in reverse, right? Homesickness in reverse. So here's the thing. We're talking in terms of known worlds and unknown worlds. We exist in the known world. It has to do with the ice ring. It has to do with a lot of the work that's being put out there by Nos Confundum. We exist within the known world. We are not homesick. We were placed here on purpose. For those of you who are just like me, which pretty much all of you, because normal people are not drawn to me. They think I'm crazy. That's good. This message is not for you. You're not going to change the world anyways. Go away. I'm sorry. I need to eat. I get catty and petty when I haven't eaten. Okay. So for those of you who are just like me, and you're just like me because I resonate with you. You feel like you're talking to a close friend, a sister, a cousin. You feel like I'm in your room. It's okay. It's nothing weird about that. Okay. Okay. We're not homesick. Home lives inside us. We come from a space of divinity that can occupy any world, known world, unknown world, matrix, matrices. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We don't belong anywhere, so there's no homesickness. There is a sadness, though, a chronic sadness, and it's not clinical depression. It's an awareness that you don't belong here. The reason you're allowed to have that awareness that you don't belong here, the reason you're not allowed to fit into any group except probably this one, is because you are not allowed to get so comfortable that you don't do the work to get out of here. It's very cleverly designed. How did creation get me to agree to do all of this work for other people? Well, because I can't access the feeling of that unless I'm giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like accessing Akasha. Feels so good up in there. And then not wanting to come back and having an archangel place his big ass boot on my face to kick me out of Akasha. Because he's like, ho, we told you to go back. And I was like, I don't want to. And he's like, we don't care what you want. You're under Paladorian contract. You must go back. Fine. Fine. That's fine. So all that does is cause me to become so uncomfortable and enraged by the fact that I can't do that. I can't go back home until I finish the work that I have to do. So what's that going to do? What's that going to do? It's going to light a fire under my ass to do the work I need to do. I'm not interested in being a celebrity or rich. I just want to be fucking done with all of this. Have everyone all nice and settled into a brand new world. Have them all happy and loving each other. Set up a new system where they can continue to love each other, provide for each other, be very good to each other, and then be done. Right? So, card 105, light of awareness in reverse. They don't want you to be aware. They don't want you to be aware. This is plain and simple. There's no other message to it. They don't want you to be aware because when you reach a level of awareness that is necessary for you to transcend the limited human scope of perception, what ends up happening? You lose your fear. What happens when you lose your fear? You cannot be controlled. This entire matrix is run on a reversal grid. It requires fear. They told us about this in Monsters, Inc. They run this grid with scream, not with laughter. Guess what? Laughter is so much more potent. Laughter is so much more potent. They tell us all these things. They show it to us in movies. It's predictive programming. They couldn't stop it. But they could at least control the narrative if they got ahead of it. That's why. So, card number 84, forgiveness and gratitude. It's in reverse. I told you guys, I don't believe in forgiveness, right? I don't believe in forgiveness. I believe the forgiveness program is a program. Why don't I believe in forgiveness? Oh my God, Emmy, why do you, what? You don't believe in forgiveness? That's so mean. It's not mean. I'll tell you why. In order for me to forgive you, I have to first identify as being weaker than you. You overpowered me, did things to me I did not give you permission to do. And now that I've identified successfully as your victim, I need to convince myself to be okay with what you did to me. Fuck that. So what do I believe in? Well, something happened that I didn't like. Now, that's the trigger for me to learn something that I wouldn't learn had I not gone through something I didn't want to go through. So, what does that make you? Someone who doesn't need my forgiveness. Because why? Because you're nothing but a tool that my soul used to trigger me into a space of learning. I don't need to take it personal what you did. I mean, you're still an asshole. Don't get me wrong. You're still asshole-ish. What you did was asshole-ish. That makes you an asshole. So, I mean, that's still there. But I mean, do I need to take it personal? No. I'm never going to be your friend. We're not going to be interacting. Do I need to hold a grudge? No, because I mean, that would then put me at risk of becoming an asshole just like you. I don't like you. So I don't want to be like you. So what do I need to do? Forgive you? No, just move on with my life and continue learning what you so generously triggered the learning for. It's very simple. I don't need to forgive you. You don't need my forgiveness. Your life will continue. My life will continue. And it's up to me how my life will continue. You don't get a say in that. I know you wanted to get a say in that, but you don't. I mean, that's why you're the asshole, right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do I need to have gratitude? Not always. There are times where I need to feel a lack of gratitude so that I can have the opportunity to juxtapose gratitude beside lack of gratitude. Which one do I prefer? Well, the gratitude, because there's a lot of things for me to be grateful for in my life. I've learned a lot. I've gone through a lot of things, but I wouldn't have the opportunity to choose gratitude if I didn't first have the opportunity to experience lack of gratitude so that I can juxtapose the two. It's just like when you don't know how bright your light is because you've become light blind. You need to experience periods of darkness to reacclimate your eyes to be able to properly see your light for the gravity that it holds. Or else you're light blind. Everything is white and you don't know what the hell is what. But when you place light beside darkness, it creates a richness of texture, depth. It gives you the details that you need to better understand what each means. I heard somewhere that this was today. I don't know if it was a video or a post. Spirituality is the awareness of duality, right? That if you are truly spiritual, you're aware of your duality. But that's not the end of it. That's where the person stopped. Your awareness of your duality is the precursor for you to enter into a totality, but it requires you to accept and embrace both aspects of yourself. When you can sit centered between the light and the darkness that exists within you, you then have become a totality because now you are properly positioned, properly aligned to harness both. You are a whole being. I think this is a good place to stop the live stream. A massive power play is being pushed forward. And what do we do? What do we say? What do we say? I want to see you guys say it. Hashtag we don't give a fluff. Okay. Hashtag we don't give a fluff. A massive power play is being pushed forward. What do we say? Okay. Okay. We don't give an F. This right here, we don't give a fluff. Okay. WDGAF. WDGAF. Sprinkle it, sprinkle it, sprinkle it. Sprinkle it. I gotta go eat. I gotta go eat because my attitude is reaching levels of aggression that are unnecessary. So, guys, give this video a thumbs up, share it out, share it everywhere you possibly can. I promise to get all of the ET talks set up properly, and we're going to be talking some in-depth stuff. Very, very in-depth stuff. And if you want the real juju, the juiciest of the juicy juju, you got to go to the soulsanctuary.love because that's a very sacred space. And that's where the juiciest of the jujus go. Okay. I'm open to talking about pretty much whatever soul says. And I've been given a green light. It's all good in this hood. You guys give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Go to Emmy Evolving, register for the ET Talks and Knowledge Nuggets. It's right on the homepage. Just scroll down a little bit and you'll be able to see it. Okay. I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Love y'all. Bye.